about the evolution of osteopathy in the United Kingdom, particularly as we see more integration with other allied health professionals.
I think it has become more multidisciplinary.
Technologies. What innovations or technologies are you excited about in your practice?
Well, I have had the opportunity to work with some radio frequency technology. Nowadays, we shouldn't be afraid of using technology to really upgrade the treatment response. And I have found better results when I use a technology plus my hands-on. There is a quicker recovery.
Well, let's go further into some perspectives of osteopathy in practice and the future of care. With your dual background in osteopathy and law, it's two very different educational routes. Do you find it impacts how you approach healthcare ethics or regulation? Has it colored the way you think about things?
Very much so. I'm very meticulous as a person.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said I'm very meticulous as a person to start with, but I think with the law background, it has made me even more meticulous, especially about consent, about confidentiality, professional boundaries. So I'm always very careful, always reading the guidelines, always looking at what osteopath can do or cannot do. And I really focus and follow all those rules because I do not want to make any mistakes. I think everybody makes one in their lifetime. But yes, for me, it's very important to abide by the law.
Yes, very much so. It's a critical part of practice. Tell us about the evolution of osteopathy in the United Kingdom, particularly as we see more integration with other allied health professionals.
I think it has become more multidisciplinary. Before, in my opinion, osteopathy was more of a standalone type of practice. People would come and see an osteopath, they would disappear for some weeks and then come back for a quick checkup, maybe a month after. I feel like now we're more integrated into the patient care plan in a way. So doctors believe more in osteopathy, or we work alongside physios and offer therapy. So I think now it has become more integrated, and the multidisciplinary care has evolved and included us in it, which is very, very nice.
So, Sandy, we hear a lot these days about patient-centered care, which the first time I heard the expression, it confused me because I always thought we practiced patient-centered medicine. But within that context, you offer mobile treatments and personalized plans. Tell us about how that fits in as a trend.
So it's very interesting because when you go to somebody else's place, their home really reveal lifestyle habits or patterns they may have that you don't see in clinic. So they tell you a story. They tell you in, let's say, oh, my back hurts when I go up the stairs, and you realize how many stairs there are in this house. Then you can put things into perspective and tailor the treatment plan much easier. Because when they do tell you in clinic, but you can't visualize or you can't picture how big the house is or how small the house can be, then it changes everything. So I think, yes, some people think, oh, a clinic space is more professional, but I can assure you that going to a patient's place reveals a lot about their lifestyle habits and it impacts on how you plan and care for them.
It's interesting you say that. You know, with COVID, we saw an explosion in telemedicine, teleconsults. A friend of mine who's a pediatrician, she told me that she was doing a lot of consultations over, one of the platforms like Zoom. And she said it was a revelation because she was seeing kids in the home environment. Number one, the kids weren't anxious bringing them into the office. But number two, she saw things within the home that were impacting what might be going on.
Exactly
just
that.
a simple thing, a kid with, some breathing issues, and there's a parrot in a bird cage right there that had never been mentioned before. Technologies. What innovations or technologies are you excited about in your practice?
Well, I have had the opportunity to work with some radio frequency technology. One is named Winback, which is thicker therapy. And what I have found is like it's very helpful in terms of treatment. It speeds up the healing process. So it really helps to enhance the hands-on effect. And in my opinion, nowadays we shouldn't be afraid of using technology to really upgrade the treatment response. And I have found better results when I use a technology plus my hands-on. There is a quicker recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I'm quite positive.
this is a radio frequency thing for what indications?
It could be anything. So what it does, it works on the cellular level. It really increases tissue repair. So it goes a little bit deeper. So when I do my hands-on work, there is so many layers I can try to target because of the complexity of the muscles and the complexity of the body. And the radio frequency, because it works with a magnetic field, it penetrates the tissue a little bit deeper and it can actually affect that cellular level. So in that respect, for me, it really enhances my treatment because it can go a little bit further than my hands can, and that's why I think it really seconds the treatment.
What's the future, Sandy, for holistic musculoskeletal care in the next 5-10 years, do you think?
So I was saying that for me, in the next 10 years, you'll be creating a balance, a gold standard about, for example, mixing technologies, mixing hands-on treatment, having a good lifestyle balance, and incorporating all of this into the care plan.
Excellent. Well, sadly, that's all we've got time for. I really want to thank you, Sandy Phanor, first of all, for helping me. Secondly, for eroding my skepticism. And third, I guess, for spending your time talking to us a little bit today. And I would say to my colleagues out there, if you've got a patient who is got some pain, some back pain, and you can't put your finger on it and
Could
can't
be
do
any
anything.
pain,
Any pain, yeah,
any pain.
yeah, any pain. And think about someone like Sandy for a consultation, because maybe they can actually help. Sandy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Thanks for having me today.
You're welcome. So, folks, if you're not already a subscriber to the MJ podcast, shame on you. Subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you know the drill. And check out the archives. There are literally hundreds of episodes on there. And join us next week for another fascinating episode. Until then, I'm your host, Dr. Jonathan Sakia. Thanks so much for joining us. Please, everyone, stay safe, stay well, stay curious. Bye for now.